ਜੀਓ। ਸੂਹੀ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਚੌਥਾ। ਘਰ ਛੇਵਵਾਂ। ਇੱਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ। ਨੀਚ ਜਾਤ ਹਰ ਜਪਤਿਆਂ ਉੱਤਮ ਪਦਵੀ ਪਾਏ। ਪੁੱਛੋ ਬਿਦਰ ਦਾਸੀ ਸੁਤੈ ਕਿਸਨ ਉਤਰਿਆ ਘਰ ਜਿਸ ਆਏ। ਹਰ ਕੀ ਅਕਥ ਕਥਾ ਸੁਨੋ ਜਨ ਭਾਈ। ਜਿਤ ਸਹਿਸਾ ਦੁਖ ਭੂਖ ਸਭ ਲਹਿ ਜਾਏ। ਰਹਾਉ ਰਵਿਦਾਸ ਚਮਾਰ ਉਸਤਤ ਕਰੇ। ਹਰ ਕੀਰਤ ਨਿਮਖ ਇੱਕ ਗਾਏ। ਪਤਿਤ ਜਾਤ ਉਤਮ ਪਿਆ। ਚਾਰ ਵਰਨ ਪੈ ਪਗ ਆਏ। ਨਾਮ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਤ ਲੱਗੀ ਹਰ ਸੇਤੀ। ਲੋਕ ਛੀਪਾ ਕਹਿ ਬੁਲਾਏ। ਖੱਤਰੀ ਬ੍ਰਾਹਮਣ ਪਿੱਠ ਦੇ ਛੋਡੇ ਹਰ। ਨਾਮ ਦਿਓ ਲਿਆ ਮੁਖ ਲਾਏ। ਜਿਤਨੇ ਭਗਤ ਹਰ ਸੇਵਕਾਂ ਮੁਖ। 68 ਤੀਰਥ ਤਿਨ ਤਿਲਕ ਕਢਾਏ। ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਨ ਕੌਣ ਦਿਨ ਪਰਸੇ। ਜੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੇ ਹਰ ਰਾਏ। ਜਿਤਨੇ ਭਗਤ ਹਰ ਸੇਵਕਾਂ ਮੁਖ 68 ਤੀਰਥ ਤਿਨ ਤਿਲਕ ਕਢਾਏ। ਜਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਤਿਨ ਕੋ ਅਨ ਦਿਨ ਪਰਸੈ। ਜੇ ਕਿਰਪਾ ਕਰੇ ਹਰ ਰਾਏ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, today's Pavan Pitra Hukamnama Sahib from Sachkhand Sri Harmandir Sahib is on Ang 733, blessed to us by Guru Ramdas Ji Sache Padshah in Soohee Rag, that rag of love that evokes that emotion of love within us. And Sangat Ji, exactly that this Shabad does. Guru Ramdas Ji Path Ji showing what humility actually is. In this Shabad, Guru Ramdas Ji Path Ji say to us, no matter what caste somebody is born into, no matter what work they are carrying out due to their caste, no matter what people of the world are saying to them, but Guru Ramdas Ji Path Ji said that if they have love and devotion inside of their hearts, if they have meditated on Vaheguru Ji, then Guru Ramdas Ji Path Ji say that I hold on to their feet. Guru Ramdas Ji Pyareo, the fourth Guru is saying this, that I hold on to their feet day and night. And Sangat Ji, one thing that just came to my mind now, there's times when we get comments, we get questions, we get people saying to us, that why are you telling these stories? Why are you talking about, why are you promoting these people? Sangat Ji, like who? The likes of Bidar Ji. Bidar Ji Pyareo was the son of a maid. He was a minister to the king Dhritarashtra in the famously known epic of Mahabharata. Sangat Ji, never mind talking about them. If people have actually read Gurbani, I don't want to sound negative, Sangat Ji, and I say this with compassion within my heart, that if people were to actually read the Guru's words, that were to read Gurbani, they'll know, never mind promote their stories. Never mind talking about them, Sangat Ji. Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji saying that day and night that I'll hold on to their feet. If they said, Vaheguru Ji blesses me with their grace. That's how much humility and that's how much power there is in actually sharing the stories of the likes of Bidar Ji. Sangat Ji, aao Sravan kariye. Mangalacharan Guru Sahib Ji Bakshde ne Shurat de vich the Mangalacharan ave Konkar Satgur Prasad. Prasad, Sangat Ji, means Kirpa, the grace. With the grace of the Satguru, the Guru of truth, can we have union with the Ek, that one Vaheguru Ji that we have all come from, whilst living within this Oong, within this Maya, within this illusion, and to be able to then find that one, to realize that one, and that one is like what? Is God, is lagatar, is stable. Sangat Ji is constant, is unchanging, is unmoved by the Maya. So let's listen to the words of Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji today that are filled with love and filled with so much humility towards these great Bhagats. Neech jaat har japteyan. Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji saying, even if somebody is known to be of low caste, caste has no space in this game. Caste has nothing to do with this spiritual path of meeting Vaheguru Ji. People might be illusioned into thinking that yes, that somebody has to build themselves up and go from birth to get to a Brahmin, but actually no, Sangat Ji. Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Singh kehde neech jaat har japteyan. But when meditating on the name of God, whilst meditating on God, kehde uttam padavi paaye, kehde they reach a high status no matter what caste they are born into. Pucho, Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji saying, go and ask. Kehde pucho who? Bidar Dasi Sota. Kehde go and ask the maid, the son of a maid whose name was Bidar. And Sangat Ji, his mother was a maid, but he was a minister of the king. Why? Because they shared the same father. Who, Sangat Ji, had so much devotion and humility inside of his heart. Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah is going, go and ask Bidar Ji, meaning how do you ask Bidar Ji? Listen to the stories of Bidar Ji. That even kende Kishan utraya kar jise aaye jaye. Kende when Krishna Ji Maharaj Ji, kende when they came to visit that place of Hastinapur, when Krishna Ji came to Hastinapur to visit, to try and resolve the disputes and the issues so that that battle does not actually take place of Mahabharata. Krishna Ji did not stay in the palaces of Duryodhan. Krishna Ji did not stay in the palaces of Dhritarashtra, of the king of Hastinapur of that time, which today is Delhi. Sangat Ji, but instead Krishna Ji came and left those palaces. And why? Because he could see the devotion and he could see the innocence of who was known as the son of a maid, who had to have his own quarters due to the rule of caste. But Krishna Ji, who had the actual inner vision, was able to see what is in whose heart. And Krishna Ji saying that they actually said out. They said, Rajan, Bhagat Kabir Ji tells, kende Rajan, kaun tumhare aave. Kende, oh Rajan, kende, oh Duryodhan, kende, how do you expect for me to come and stay at your house? Meaning, how can you expect God to come and sit in that place? The deeper meaning is, how do you expect God, how can you expect God to come and sit in those places, in those hearts? In what hearts? What was in Duryodhan's heart? Sangaji, Duryodhan was the son of the king of that time, Dhritarashtra, who was crazy about power. And why did he want Krishna Ji to stay in his palace? It was because he wasn't nishkam from inside. He wasn't coming from the place of being nihkamta, but instead he was coming from that place where his heart was filled with desires of thinking that if I was to get Krishna on my side, that the battle that they are going to fight to have power over Hastinapur, Sangaji, that he thought that if once he's got Krishna on his side, he can win the battle and he can then rule. He can then be the king instead of Yudhishthir, who is a very noble human being. So he had that he had that trickery. He had that cleverness in his mind. And the truth is, Sangatji, until we've got that trickery, cleverness, and never mind just trickery and cleverness, even if we have those desires for something worldly, and that's why we want God, and that's why we go before God to put a request forward. But if we have all of that within our mind because we want something on this worldly level, if that's the only reason why we are showing any form of devotion is so that we can get something back, then there is no space for that Vaheguru Ji to sit in our hearts. But that's why Krishna Ji is saying, Kende Rajan kaun tumhare aave, aso pao bidar ko dekhyo oho greeb mohe paave. Krishna Ji is saying, Kende, but the love that I have seen inside of the heart of Bidar Ji, Kende, oh greeb mohe paave. Kende, that greeb, he might be poor in your eyes, he might be low in your eyes, Kende, but that's who is pleasing to me. And the truth is, Sangat Ji, those that become nihkam from inside, those that become desireless from inside, those that completely have devotion. He had complete devotion for Krishna Ji, Sangat Ji, and that's why Kende hasti dek param te phula Sri Bhagavan na janeya. Kende, that why do you have these doubts in your mind that God is going to be pleased with your riches? No, that's not true. Kende tumro doodh bidar ko pano amrit kar main janeya. Kende tumro doodh bidar ko pano. Kende, I can taste milk in Bidar's water. He may not have milk to give me, but I can taste milk in his water. Amrit kar main janya, he says, I drank his water as if it was amrit, because there was so much nectar and sweetness in there, Sangaji, and there's actually proof about this. That water, it holds memory, Sangaji. And when we have that devotion inside of our hearts, and that's the vibration that is going outside in our homes, and that water that will come out of that tap, if you look at that water lovingly, the water knows your intent. It will become nectar. It will be drinking amrit. And exactly that was inside of the water of Bidar. It was amrit. Sangat Ji, and this is what Guru Ramdas Ji Pachi is saying to us. Can they listen to the stories of those whose hearts were filled with love in that way? Because Sangat Ji, Kheer saman saag main paya gun gavat rehan bihani. That he said that within the saag of Bidar, he goes, I could taste rice pudding, kheer. There was the sweetness inside of it. Pucho Bidar dasi sote kishan utriya kar jaisa jaye. Devotion, what is devotion? When you are single-mindedly devoted towards one direction, and you see nothing else in your way. You can't see anything else. It's not about pleasing anyone else, then that's it. You go mad, you go crazy in that devotion. Bidar Ji and their wife were so crazy, Bidar Ji's wife didn't even realize that she had given Krishna Bhagwan Ji, she had given them the actual chillad. She had given him the outside, the skin of the banana instead of the banana to eat. And Krishna Ji lovingly ate the banana skin. Because they were so devoted, all they could see was Krishna Ji, they couldn't see anything else. And those that have got that devotion inside of their heart, that's what God is interested in. You know what Guru Ramdas Ji said? I'll hold on to their feet day and night, whoever has that devotion inside of them. Har ki akath katha sunho jan pahi. Can they listen to the story of God that cannot actually be told, because God is beyond being explained incomplete. Har ki akath katha suno jan pahi. Jit sehsa dukh bhuk sab leh jaye. Can they listen to the stories of that one that is beyond being explained in full? What does that mean? It means that listen to a piece of what that Vaheguru Ji is about through the stories of the likes of Bidar. How much love and devotion they had in their heart, and our pains and suffering and hungers will be gone. Rahao, contemplate that. Maharaj Ji said, Kende Ravidas Jamar ustat kare har kirat nimak ek gaye. Kende, look at the likes of Bhagat Ravidas Ji, who again people called of low caste. Why? Because they made shoes. What was their job? Those animals that died within their village, beat the gaa, beat the cows, beat the whatever form of cattle that died within their village, they had to drag their dead bodies, skin them, and then using that skin to form leather, to make shoes. That smell, that stink of dead animals that nobody wanted to go near. But Bhagat Ravidas Ji carried out that work. But Sangat Ji Ravidas Jamar ustat kare har kirat nimak ek gaye. But Bhagat Ravidas Ji, Sangat Ji, every moment of their life they sang the praises of Vaheguru Ji. Ustat kare har kirat, constantly nimak ek gaye, always, every moment was singing the praises of Vaheguru Ji. And even though that's the work that they carried out, what happened from that? Kane patit jaat. Even though people knew them as to be low caste, patit jaat uttam paya, but they became so high. Char varan pe page aaye. That even people from the 4 different caste systems, the Brahmins, the scholars, the Khatris, the warriors, the Vyas, the working class, the untouchables, Sangat Ji, they all came. They all came and fell at the feet and grasped the feet of this Bhagat Ravidas Ji Pyareo, because he had that devotion inside of his heart. Naam de preet laggi har seti lok chipa kah bulaye. Even though Bhagat Namdev Ji was called a chipa, chipa means somebody that prints onto fabric, somebody that dyes fabric, again who was known as a low caste. Sangat Ji, Pacha Ji saying, Kande Naam de preet laggi. Kande Bhagat Namdev Ji had preeti, had love inside of his heart. Lag gayi sigi preeti andar Bhagat Namdev Ji de. Heart was filled with love. Kande even though people called him whatever they called him, but Guru Ramdas Ji Pacha Ji kande Khatri Brahman pit de. Even though the Brahmins, they took hold of Bhagat Namdev Ji Pyareo by their arm, pulled them up just because of his caste, for sitting in a mandir and singing, dragged him out of that mandir. And as they are dragging them out of that mandir, Bhagat Namdev Ji singing, Moko tu na bisar, tu na bisar, tu na bisar, Ramaiya. Bhagat Namdev Ji saying it's okay that they are dragging me out of the house of God. They said, but oh Vaheguru Ji, as long as you don't forsake me, as long as you don't forget me, as long as you don't leave me, that's all that matters. To have that much love inside of his heart, who went and then sat at the back of that mandir, and then what happened? Jo jo nama har gun uchre, Bhagat jana ko dehora fire. That as Bhagat Namdev Ji played the khadkama and he sang the praises of God, Jo jo nama har gun uchre. Sangat ji Bhagat jana ko dehora fire. Sangat ji, as Bhagat Namdev Ji singing the praise of God, Jo jo nama har gun uchre. Bhagat jana ko dehora fere. What happened? The mandir turned around to face Bhagat Namdev Ji, pyareo. God can do anything. That energy is so immense, we cannot even imagine. To turn it around, some walls made out of stone is no big deal for God. Khatri Brahman pit de, that mandir, the house of God, turned the back on those that were filled with pride because of their caste. Pit de, kende har naam deo, liya muklai. But then God turned his face to Bhagat Namdev Ji. Jitne Bhagat har sevkan, mukh 68 teerth tin tilak kadaye. Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah saying, kende jitne Bhagat, all these devotees, as many as they are, kende har sevkan, that are the servants of God, kende mukh 68 teerth tin tilak kadaye. Kende that even all the 68 pilgrimages, kende those places, kende they actually teerth tin tilak kadai, kende they are placing a sacred mark on the foreheads of the Bhagats, meaning that even they bow before the Bhagats. Even they yearn for the dust of their feet so that they can become clean. Gurbani says that. Pyareo Bhagat Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji, every time, I remember years and years ago when I read this line, it completely finished me off. Sangat Ji, there's people that are saying, why are you talking of these stories? This is what I say, Sangat Ji, talk about them as much as you can. Talk about them more. Why? Because Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji, this line blew me away, Sangat Ji. But when Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah Ji saying, Jan Nanak Tinko an din parse, here if you look at the word, Nanak has got an onkar underneath the kakka, meaning they're referring to themselves here, the Guru is. Saying this servant, this Guru Ramdas, kende Jan Nanak Tinko an din parse, an din, Sangat Ji, day and night. Guru Ramdas Ji Parse means to touch, saying that I touch the feet of these Bhagats day and night. Je kirpa kare har rai, that if har rai, if that King of Vaheguru Ji blesses me, Sangat Ji, that's how much nimrata, that's how much humility Guru Ramdas Ji Paatshah saying, if Vaheguru Ji's grace is to flow through me, then I will touch their feet day and night, remain in their feet. Sangat Ji, let us listen to their stories. Sangat Ji, you can find on Basics of Sikhi channel, I've done an hour's katha on Bhagat Namdev Ji. Bhagat Ravidas Ji, you can listen to Bibi Gurpreet Kaur's katha on the Bhagats as well. Bidar Ji, let your heart be filled with devotion, that you see nothing else, and that love, allow it to sit inside of your heart. Bhagat Namdev Ji did not let go of Vaheguru Ji no matter what came his way. First he did Sargun Swarup Bhakti, he devoted himself to an idol worship, and then he became that Nirman Swarup Bhagat. He then devoted himself to that Vaheguru Ji that is immersed everywhere. So let our hearts be filled with devotion, just like those Bhagats, like those devotees. And let our head be at their feet. And let us do the same ardas as Guru Ramdas Ji. Shower me with your grace so that we are touching their feet day and night. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.